I just told you I didn't want to do no interviews, and you said you are going to do interviews. Now you told me to do interviews. Now you're trying to take me away from them. No. Let me show Dante's Boxing Nation some love.
The 2016 Rio gold medalist at light heavyweight can add the Tokyo 2020 heavyweight gold medal to his collection. A two-time Olympic gold medalist at two different weights. Julio La Cruz, with that performance, shows that he is one of the all-time great Olympians. A flawless performance. Absolutely magical.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So this year, 2022, will historically be remembered as one of the biggest years of boxing because of this news that I'm reporting right now. For the first time in 60 years, Cuban boxers will be allowed to turn pro. And by the way, before I continue, the fighter that the commentator was talking about at the beginning of this video, when you guys heard that clip that I played, the audio clip, the fighter that he was praising was two-time gold medalist Julio Cesar La Cruz. La Cruz, not only did he win 2 gold medals, but he won 2 gold medals in 2 different weight classes, from light heavyweight to heavyweight. So La Cruz is amongst the many gold medalists in Cuba that will now be turning pro. They no longer have to flee the country. They no longer have to risk their lives just for freedom and have a better life. They can now turn pro, which is a major game changer in the sport of boxing. An agreement was reached by the FCB, which is the Federation of Cuban Boxing, and all the pro fighters fighting out of Cuba will be represented by Golden Ring Promotions. Among those that are expected to turn pro includes the nation's most recent Olympic medalists, Lazaro Alvarez, Andy Cruz, Ronio Iglesias, Julio Cesar La Cruz, and Arlen Lopez. Now, outside of Lazaro Alvarez, who was a medalist in the Olympics, the other names that I mentioned, they are all gold medalists. In fact, Iglesias and Arlen Lopez and Julio Cesar La Cruz, they are all two-time gold medalists. And Andy Cruz is the gold medalist that beat the American Keyshawn Davis in the Olympics. Matter of fact, he's 4-0 against Keyshawn Davis. We often hear boxing fans and analysts praise Vasyl Lomachenko for his accomplishments as an amateur. But when it comes to the Cuban team, they have been the most dominant force in Olympic boxing and international boxing when it comes to the amateurs, at least in the last 30 years. They have won over a total of 41 gold medals, and half of the gold medals that the nation has won was from the boxing team. Now, sure, the boxing world has seen a couple of Cuban boxers fighting as pros. We know the names from Guillermo Rigondeaux to Yordenis Ugas, etc. But we were only seeing a good 10 to 15% of the talent that Cuba has to offer to the boxing world when it comes to the pro rankings. And that's pretty scary. Now, does this mean every Cuban gold medalist that won gold medals in the Olympics or any other international tournaments is going to automatically become champion and pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world? No, it doesn't mean that. The amateurs and the pros are almost 2 entirely different sports. It's something about them smaller gloves and those longer rounds that does something to fighters mentally, but the effects can be for better or worse. So while it doesn't guarantee that every Cuban gold medalist is going to become pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world, it does guarantee that there will be more Cuban world champions in the pro rankings. That's for sure. You know, this announcement was a long time coming. I truly believe it has something to do. I'm not saying it has everything to do, but I believe it has something to do with Yordenis Ugas, with his story. Him defecting from Cuba 7 times, getting caught 6 times, finally fleeing successfully to Mexico the 7th time. Next thing you know, this man is fighting Manny Pacquiao as a late replacement, and he pulls off one of the biggest upsets in recent years. Wouldn't you think that the country of Cuba would want to get the credit for that? You know, these athletes are like superheroes, and when they're successful, they are a direct reflection of their country. And I think Cuba, they finally get that. They understand that now. They realize, regardless if we don't allow them to turn pro, they're going to do whatever it takes to flee the country. And then they're going to go off to America. They're going to become big stars. They're going to make their own money. They're going to become independent. So finally, someone in Cuba got smart and said, hey, man, if these Cubans are going to flee the country, make all this money, represent our country, we should be getting a piece of that money as well. So that's the reason why they made this decision. And that's the reason why all of the Cuban boxers are going to be fighting under this promotional company, Golden Ring Promotions. This is a win-win situation for everyone. I just hope that the Cuban fighters get the money that they deserve out of the split, since they're going to be the ones fighting for their country. So guys, this is a major game changer in the sport of boxing. Now, according to the FCB, they're planning on putting together their first all-Cuban fight card in May. And they plan on having 4 separate cards this year. So when it comes to the scheduled up-and-coming fights, 2022 was already a big year of boxing. It just got much bigger. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, then this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Key Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to lodekey.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.
My name is Chris, and I'm all the way here from Anchorage, Alaska at Scalp Carolinas, and I'm here for my second treatment of SMP. Well, I was sitting at home one day and going over my Facebook page, and they have different, like advertisements popping up, and I saw one for SMP, and I saw some pictures of some guys, a before and after, and I was looking at that, and it caught my attention, so I Googled it. SMP, nothing showed up in my area. So, I did a little more research, and all of a sudden, Scalp Carolinas popped up in the web browser. So I started watching his videos and seeing all the reaction from all the other people. We talked on the phone, we made appointments and everything. I sent him pictures, and he looked at them, and I was like, can you fix this? And, he pretty much said, no problem. My first session, he made me feel extremely comfortable. It was almost like I was talking to family. He started, and during the whole treatment, we talked and, about our families and our life, and, and things that he does and things that I do. And before I know it, the first session was over. When you see someone doing something that they love, as much as I see Enoch Glover love what he does, it shows in his work. I wouldn't point anyone in any other direction but here to North Carolina, Scalp Carolinas, to get this done.